everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about a roadmap for the development of Richthofen. I want to put something in place to help keep me focused and on track, and also serve as a checklist of things that I need to get done in the game. Now, as I go through this, I may come up with other ideas or concepts that might work itself into this list, and also things that I might take out, as well as changing the order. But at least I've got something in place to give me some direction. So what I've done is I put down a number of weeks that I think some of these things might take. So I'm going to spend the next week roughing out the character experience table, or maybe a better term would be a character log, so that if you're playing in, and you'll see down below, if you're playing, say, a one pilot simple campaign mode, you can keep a detailed history of your character. Think of it in the role-playing aspect of, say, a character sheet. All right, that's what I say here, create pilot character sheet. And you got your background story, listing of your accomplishments, your medals, maybe some of your best missions. Those could be written into a narrative form to really build some character on your character sheet. But you get it. Bring these things to life. And we all enjoy doing things like that. But I want to rough that out. So I figured spend a week and put something in place so I can start playtesting it. And then as I playtest it, it'll just naturally evolve. At least in my designs, that's typically how it works. Then I want to spend some time, possibly up to 2 weeks. And this is going to be an ongoing thing, but I'm going to put it after I get my character sheet. I want to flesh out more on the missions. And so I got two basic groups, escort missions and intercept missions. So like escort a bomber mission, what is that actually going to look like? What does that involve? Defining what's a successful mission, and come up with mission resolution. And this one's a little interesting. I was thinking about recon escort missions. So recon missions were a big deal for aircraft in World War I. They would fly over the front. They could ascertain troop concentrations, where observation balloons were located, where artillery was located. So depending on what you would find on your recon, that would then give direction to what strategies on a tactical level might be employed for the war. In the game sense, if you do a recon mission, you may find the location of, say, balloons, which then gives you an opportunity to follow up that recon mission with a balloon bursting mission. Or you might see a concentration of troops on some part of the front, which would lead to trench strafing. And last, location of artillery batteries, which could then be bombed. So this is kind of tied together, where you'd run a recon mission, and some of these might be ones that you participate in, and I might make some that you just roll on a chart or pull cards, so that you're not always having to do a recon mission before you do, say, a balloon bursting mission. But you can do them. Again, I'm going to play around with that. And then with the intercept missions, okay, a lot of times the Germans would not go out on patrol just randomly. They were conserving their resources, their fuel, and also they could be on one part of the front and maybe there's some activity miles away from them, and they would be ineffective in being able to respond to that. So one of the strategies that the Germans would do is they would just sit in their airbase, and when aircraft were seen flying over the front, the guys in the trenches would radio that back, and they would scramble to intercept whatever that threat might have been. So you've got fighter interception, bomber intercept, and recon intercept type of missions that would fall within that kind of guidelines of sitting back in a defensive position, waiting to scramble to a location. And then protecting your own balloons. So those would be various types of intercept missions. So all told, I'm looking at about a month worth of focusing on building some playable missions, not finished yet because again, playtesting. Once I have kind of the experience table in place or the character log in place and I've got missions, that allows me to then kind of build on top of that and rough out a campaign structure. And I'm kind of toying with the idea of, depending on the outcome of missions, you might gain or lose victory points towards a war effort. So over a campaign, you could see how your actions have affected your side's chance of victory in the war. And that's pretty broad and far-reaching. So not too sure if I'm going to dig that deep into it, but it is, it is a possibility. And then things like dealing with injuries and repairs to your ship. Your aircraft. So you do a mission, you come back with, say, 2 airframe left. It's not like you're going to turn around in an hour and go back up and do a mission. That aircraft might need to be scrapped. You might have to requisition a new one. Whatever that process is, you may have suffered some injuries being shot down, and I may add pilot injuries to the game as well, so that, again, narrative, right? You completed a successful mission, you weren't shot down, but you got shot through the leg, something along those lines, and then obviously that might keep you grounded for a period of time. Also want to work in weather effects. Okay, so you get up in the morning, you're going to go out to fly, but it's raining, so there's no missions until the weather clears. And then I'm looking at 2 potential play modes. One, you just take a single pilot, you do a campaign, career campaign kind of gameplay, where it's your same pilot, if ride or die kind of thing, or fly or die in this case. You're going to only play that one pilot for the duration of your gameplay. Another thought is to take it to another level where you're managing a squadron or a JASA, and you have to do some man management, resource management, to complete missions where, again, you got the recons, you've got your intercepts, whatever the missions happen to be, and you have multiple aircraft and multiple pilots with which to do that. These 2, I kind of like the option of allowing you as a player to kind of do the individual pilot career campaign mode, and then kind of still maybe playing a career campaign mode, but somebody that actually is the squadron leader or JASA leader, that has that added responsibility. And then I want to start sketching out a game map, especially if you're doing a campaign. I really like the idea of sitting over a map, a beautiful map that from an aerial perspective is what I am envisioning, that you're moving your aircraft around to run into encounters or do your combat. Now again, this is not going to be a hex-based game in any way per se, because all the air combat is handled through the maneuver system. So it's not going to be table driven and fall into designs that have been done to death, in my opinion. Not that that's a bad thing, it's just there are plenty of hex-based miniature movement air combat games that I don't think capture the feel of split-second decisions and fast gameplay. Most of those take a 2-minute dogfight and you spend 2 hours recreating it. I'd like to have a 2-minute dogfight be closer to 2 minutes. And that's where, again, not to get on a soapbox, but that's what was the driving force behind developing the maneuver system. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble. So back to the roadmap. That basically describes what I'm going to be doing over the next couple months with the focus. And once all of this is kind of complete, then it's just a matter of some serious playtest and tweaking. And this should flesh out about 95% of the game. Anyway, as always, I appreciate you guys taking some time out of your day to kind of keep up with what we're doing with this game. Please, if you got any thoughts or suggestions, put them in the comments. I'd like to hear from you. Ultimately, I'm hoping that you guys will play this game, and I'd like to be able to build a game that people are going to enjoy. So here's your chance to kind of add to what I'm working on. Again, thank you very much, and I will talk to you soon.